Hey, what's up everyone, Luke here with a brand new video. Today we're building in StrangerVille. I think this is only the second time I've built here, except for my contemporary mansion, which I built a while ago. Anyway, I really like the aesthetic of this world, so I wanted to build here. So initially I wanted to build a trailer home, which is also the reason why we're here in the trailer park. So when I showed this build to my brother, he was like, why is there a house in the trailer park? And so I put the house on wheels using this debug object most people use to build trailer homes. I think it's actually called trailer. And I was like, yeah, maybe this is one of those mobile homes which can be folded to be super small in comparison to what this is. But I decided to go with my initial idea and leave the trailer for another time. And thinking about this build now, I think the house makes sense here in the trailer park. Maybe the person who owns the lot lives here and rents out the parking spaces to campers. But the main reason I wanted to build here is that this is the smallest lot in StrangerVille. And you guys know me, I like to build on smaller lots because usually my builds are a bit smaller. I also wanted to give this build this specific StrangerVille aesthetic. So I only use StrangerVille and of course base game to build this. StrangerVille is actually one of my favorite packs because it comes with so many nice looking objects, and I really like the gameplay elements, even though I don't really play the game like it's intended because I'm a builder, but I think it's a nice touch that it comes with gameplay features that complement the backstory of this world. So you might have noticed that this video has a bit of a different editing style in comparison to my usual videos. So the reason for that is that I didn't record the whole build process. For some reason it stopped recording and I had like only 1/3 of the videos, so I decided to try something different. So usually I use this method here for my shorts because I didn't want to do a stop motion and I wanted to see if I could use this technique for a full-length video. And to be honest, this was a lot more work than a stop motion would have been. So I hope you guys like it. This is also the reason why I didn't upload last week, which I intended to do, but I couldn't finish the video in time. And then I went on holiday for a few days, but I really wanted to upload this weekend because I think it was time for a new full-length video. But now let me tell you a bit more about this build here, which is intended for a family of 3. So we have one master bedroom and an additional kids or teen bedroom. If you want to use this house for larger families, I would recommend just copying the teen bedroom or expanding the house on the left hand side on the base floor. So this is a kitchen area and I wanted to build something that fits the StrangerVille aesthetic, and so I decided to go for more rustic appliances and furniture. So when I'm unsure about the aesthetic, it usually helps me to imagine who I'm actually building for, so who lives in this house. And I had in mind young family, just moved in here. It's an old house. They started renovating it, but they're not done. And they kept a lot of the old furniture and wallpapers and tiles and whatever, but they also added some things to make it their own, like this mural here. This time I also tried to go easy on the clutter, especially because this house is not too big. And as you can see, I also tried to use some warmer colors. So for the bathroom I also wanted to use some more old-fashioned looking tiles, and I think the objects I used here really fit the StrangerVille aesthetic. I especially like the flooring here from base game. So this house doesn't have a living room because there was simply not enough space, but as I said before, if you really wanted to add one you can of course, but you would probably have to add it here next to the staircase because there simply isn't enough space without modifying the house. For a StrangerVille master bedroom, I didn't want to use too much furniture and keep it rather simple. Of course I used our event reward pillows here for the bed, which is also from base game. As usual, I tried to make the room a bit more realistic, but I think there might not be enough storage for 2 people in here since we only have this one dresser. But maybe these people don't need much. So because this is StrangerVille, it's all about conspiracy theories, secret government, labs and aliens, I thought I should add a nice office space. Especially since this room was super small. So this time I made the floor plan before I started furnishing. So this is our second bedroom here. It's pretty minimalistic, especially since the room is so small. Only 7 tiles in total, which is really not that big, but I think it's sufficient for a teen or a kid's bedroom. I also have to say I really like these blinds here, which I used for the whole house. So as you can see, the interior is finished and now it's time to landscape. I wanted to have very minimalistic landscaping, and I also really wanted to use these Joshua trees here, which look really cool in my opinion. I also wanted to embrace the desert theme here, so not too much greenery. And so I decided to go with the Joshua trees, some cacti and lots of rocks and succulents. I also added some trash cans and this fence here from StrangerVille. I think this one here and the one from Backyard Stuff are the best white picket fences in the game. I know I said I wanted to keep the landscaping simple, but it got a bit out of hand later on. And this portion here of the yard is especially cluttered because I wanted the house to have a bit of a more lived-in look and a bit more character, so I added this junk car here, which I wasn't too sure about at first, but I think it fits the aesthetic of the build and also the backstory with a new family living here and the house having been abandoned for a long time and they slowly started to renovate it. but they didn't have time to get rid of the car, or maybe they even liked it as a planter pod. So since this is a desert setting, I didn't want to have too many plants here, so I decided to go for a rock garden, which is simply built by piling up rocks and plants. So since I built this in the desert, I think it makes sense to have a pool. And I really want to have an inflatable pool because I think it fits the StrangerVille aesthetic a bit better. But unfortunately, and to my knowledge, there is none in the game, and I didn't want to download custom content. So for this pool, I used one of the debug tires from StrangerVille. Credit for this idea goes to SIMSTOPIA because I watched one of the videos a while ago. I'm also going to put the video in the description below if you want to check it out yourself. And I really think the build benefits from the aesthetic of the pool here, which really fits the vibe of StrangerVille. Or maybe it doesn't. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this build. I always appreciate your feedback. Anyway, with that, we're at the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and if you did so, please don't forget to leave a like, maybe even subscribe if you're new to the channel. But first, let's take a look at the finished build. Again, thanks for watching. See you guys next time.